All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good morning, everyone. How are you today? Happy Friday. This is Mary, and I'll be joining you in today's webinar. First of all, I must apologize because we weren't able to be with you last week. We had some technical inconveniences that sadly affected Venezuela, so we weren't able to participate in last week's meeting, but happily we're here today and ready to start. Please remember, first of all, and as I always say before I begin any of my webinars, you can follow us in our social media. We're in Instagram, Facebook. You can find us in Instagram as REIFax USA, and you can keep posted on any of our latest news there. And please also remember that you can go ahead and check our YouTube channel and subscribe for all the notifications. We're still loading new info, new tutorials on how to do and use different features that REIFax offers. So please don't forget to go ahead and subscribe and turn on the notifications. Again, I'm very happy to join you today. I think you're already watching my screen. Yes, you are. And remember, if during today's webinar you have any questions, you just need to type your questions in the question panel. I'll be gladly reading them along the webinar as you ask, and we'll answer any of the questions that you have, okay? So let's begin. For today's webinar, I want to talk about a feature that I know will save tons and tons of time. So maybe this is not going to be a long webinar. Let's see how long it takes. But it will be a useful one, okay? And I'm talking about the feature that we use in order to schedule several tasks at one time, okay? This feature is available for users who have REIFax Professional or REIFax Professional Dialer, okay? In my case, in my account, I have set REIFax Professional. REIFax Professional Dialer, and I can see that right here. Of course, I don't know if you notice something different. We have a couple of changes in the control panel. We have the counter of daily contracts that you've sent. Remember that you can send up to 50 contracts every day, and here you have your counter, so you can keep posted on how many you sent. And you have direct access to our newest tools, BNB Investor and Deal Generator. Okay, a couple of weeks ago we had a webinar about Deal Generator. You can go ahead and check our latest webinars. You can find them on our website under the resources tab, or again in our YouTube channel. There's also a webinar about BNB Investor. Okay, so from here, in order to do that, in order to schedule several tasks at a time, first we need to set the parameters that we're going to use for those tasks. Remember, when you are in follow-up, I'm going to go ahead and click on follow-up. Remember, when you're in follow-up, you can schedule one task at a time, okay? So maybe I want to send an email to this property, to this contact associated to this property. So I can click on schedule task, so I can create a task. I can do this with also several properties at a time. So maybe I want to schedule sending text messages or maybe emails to all these people. I can select several properties and schedule a task. And remember, when we're here, when we're scheduling tasks from follow-up, this is asking me if I want to schedule the task in order to be done automatically or manually. If I select manually, that means that the task that I select will be done, of course, automatically. You don't need to have your REIFax account open or your computer on. This will be done automatically. If I leave it in manual, this will act basically as a reminder of what you need to do. Okay? So maybe I select manual and send, let's say, make call. This will be a reminder for me that I have to make a phone call, let's say tomorrow. Oh, well, let's say Monday. Okay? And here in schedule detail, I type just a little detail about what I want, what this phone call will be about. Maybe. Okay? And I can click on create. So here the system will create these 5 tasks. There it is. All scheduled for successfully created, and I'm clicking OK. And as you saw, I'm creating one task, which is make call, for 5 different properties. Okay? But let's say that you have a protocol that you follow. Maybe you're used to first make a phone call, then sending an email, then sending a text message, then another email. It would be very time consuming scheduling for these 5 properties, 5 tasks separately. So we're going to give you the option of just by a few clicks, okay, scheduling all these tasks at once. Okay, for again these 5 properties. So several properties, several tasks. Right now we did several properties, 1 task. Okay, remember that you can ask any questions if I'm not explaining myself correctly. Okay. Okay, so right now this was created and I can close this window. This was created already. Okay, but let's create the, let's say, the combo that I want to do, let's say. In order to do that, we're going to click on the final option here that says templates, because this will be the template of a series of tasks. Okay, so templates, by default, the system takes me to email template. I'm just gonna look around for task template. I already have one created, I think. Yes. Okay. But we're going to create one from scratch. Okay. In order to create one from scratch, I'm going to click on add. Okay, Franz is telling me that he can't see anything and he's connected. Is this problem persisting? Could you tell me if you can watch? Let me pause it and start it again. Can you see my screen? I would like to know if you guys can see my screen. Yes? Perfect. I just had to reset it. Great. So in order to get here, I'm going to go back one more time. In order to get here, we clicked on this option, templates. Okay? And I already have a template created. But we're going to create one task template from scratch. And in order to do that, I'm clicking on this plus sign that says add template. So this opens this panel. Okay, we're creating a new template. First, of course, we need the name for the template. Let's say new offer, for example. And here I have this switch that I can use in order to ask the system to make this the default template or not. I can switch this to yes. Now this will be the default template. By that, we mean that this is the template that will be used automatically. Okay, of course you can change it. I'll show you how. But this will be the default if I switch this to yes. I'm going to leave it as it is. And here we have some columns. Right now we can't see anything because we haven't created anything so far. So I'm going to click on add. And this add, see that it's taking me to the same panel where I create my tasks. Okay. I'll start selecting the tasks that I want. So instead of making that manually one by one, this now will be part of a combo. So let's say 10. And this timeline, I'll explain it to you once I add this to the list. You'll see it will be clearer once we see it on the panel. I'll click on create. Okay, so here it says task, and I have a little Funko, a little fun icon. That means that the task is a Funko. Detail, as if they want to sell. Type. Here you'll see this space blank, as it is right now. If the task is done or is meant to be done manually. Days, hours, minutes, seconds. Okay. When you're done with this topic. Okay, friends, let's see if we can do this during the webinar or if we call you when we finish, okay? Okay, so we have days, hours, minutes, and seconds, and this is the amount of time the task will be executed, okay, after I schedule it. I'm going to click on save because I want to see exactly what I'm talking about. Okay, so here it says, this is the great big button that shows me that this is meant to be a Funko, the detail of my task. And remember I placed 10 minutes? Well, this is the amount of time after the task was created. So the system will execute this task 10 minutes after the task was created, okay? So I'm going to leave this. I'm not going to leave this as it is. I'm going to keep editing my new template. And in order to do that, I select it and I click on edit so I can continue. Okay, and now I'm going to add another task. That's the idea. The idea is to have a lot of different tasks, 3, 4, 5, 6 tasks in one template. So now automatically I'll send a text message an hour after. And create. And since this is a text message when I'm creating, this opens the text message panel. Remember, from here you can either use a template that you already have or you can create, okay, a text message from scratch. Okay. Here you can use the variables as you use them in any other case when you're creating templates. So let's say on a name, here it is. Of course, you're going to type something better than what I'm typing. Okay, and we click create task. Okay, see, this is what I meant. This here where it says type has a little lightning bolt, and that means that this task is going to be done automatically. Okay, again, now I click on update. Okay, and see that the time we place when we're creating the task is in reference of the time when the task was created. Okay, so 10 minutes after the task was created, I will be making this phone call, and then an hour after the task was created, that initial time, I'll be or the system will be sending this text message. Okay, I can keep on going and adding new tasks. I think I clicked on you. I'll click on edit. There it is. And I'll add a final one. This time manually. I'll send a contract because we can even do that from here. And I'll do that a couple of days after I create the task. So I click on create. And again, this takes me to the send doc panel. As always, from here, I can select the document I want to send. Okay. There it is. Let's say I'm going to leave it as it is with that one. And I'll send an additional document as well. This is my initial deposit. I already have everything that I need here. I already have everything set. Okay. Remember, from here you can click on email, fax, download. If you want to download this document, you can preview the document so you can take a final look, checking that everything's done correctly. You can edit the contract if you want to from here. But what I want to do now is click on email because this will be sent via email. I want this contract to be sent with a copy to myself, so with copy to me. Okay, and again here I can either use one of my templates, okay, or I can create an email from scratch. Okay, I'm going to leave it as it is. This is the only template I have. And I'm going to click on create task. These little arrows are meant to place these tasks upper or down the list, okay, if you want to, if you need to. I'm going to click on update. Okay, and now I have my phone call, my text message, my document. Okay, you can add as many tasks as you need. And here, for example, we have a little preview of how the email is going to look like. Okay, and again, down here it says 2 days after the task was created. So let's say that we create the task at 10:30. Well, at 10:40, the task for the phone call will be created. Okay, and at 11:30, the task for the text message will be created. Okay, everything is going to be based on the time when you click on create for this combo. Okay, again, here's the option where you can change the default. As you saw, if you click on edit you'll have this switch where you can make these the default or not, but also you have the option up here where it says set default. All you need to do is click on the template you want it to be the default and click here on set default. Okay, I add the star here and I remove it from the other one. Okay, that's how it works. Do you have any questions so far? Okay, so let's run this with an example. Let's use any of these templates and see how it looks after I do it. I'm gonna go to follow properties again. Okay, and I have a lot of different properties here. I am going to filter this because I want to see only the properties I added to the follow-up last week. Let's say March 6th, and I click on filter. So that should leave me only these 5 properties. There it is. Okay, I'm going to edit the contact information. Remember, you can do this as well, okay? If you need to delete some contact info, you can do that. Maybe this is not longer the contact information for the owner, and you know the owner is someone else. You can go ahead and change that info, okay? This is very useful, mostly for agents. Go. I'll select one and I click on assign. I'll close. Okay. I delete. We'll do this with only 3. How did you know that was the agent's contact? I'll show you. All the contact, I'm going to show it, let's see, with a real contact, you'll see it. Because these are, of course, contacts that I preset for these examples, but I am going to show you how you know who's who. Okay, allow me. I'm going to select this one and assign. Okay. I'm going to close this window and I'm going to remove the filter because I wanted to show you. Okay, I'm going to open, for example, this contact. See? Here where it says Henry Tamayo, this under here it says agent. This is the agent. And here where I have Alicia Carillas, here it says broker. This is the broker. Here's how you know who's who. Okay? Going to click on a different one. I'll click on the contact name. Again, you'll have the name, and under the name it says agent, and then another name, and under the name it says owner. Okay? Also here it says agent. Here it says owner. That's how you know who's who in the contact information. Okay? So I have these three contacts. Okay? And let's look at the time. It's 10:27. And I'm going to select these three, only these three, because I didn't change the other one. So here I have a question from Christina. So you need to add the agent's contact information because you update. Yeah, if the system doesn't add the information automatically, you can update the contact information. Okay? Yes. So for example, let's say usually for the properties that are by owner, maybe this case, this one's real. This case, this is the owner information. This is by owner. I can click on top of the contact information and you'll see that we only have, well, in this case, this is the agent. Oh, that's the first. But usually when we're talking about by owners, you only have the owner info. I don't have anyone here that I haven't updated before. No, I don't have any example that we can use. But usually, for example, for properties that are by owner, you only have the owner information. Let's say this one. I only have the agent, the owner information, and in this case, we don't even have the phone number. Okay. So yes, in this case, in order to execute any task, let's say sending text messages, emails, of course, we need to add that information. Usually, mailing campaigns are used in order to retrieve that information and then add that here on REIFax, okay? Because remember, mostly when we're talking about by owners, we do not have that contact information, the contact information of the owner, okay? So in this case, we select these three, we go again to schedule tasks. Remember, we did this at the beginning. And we're taken to this panel again, but now instead of creating one specific task, I'm going to click on Manage Template. Okay, and this opens this little window where I have a drop-down menu. Here I have the two task templates that I have on my account. This one's the one we created just now. I click on it, and I'll click on Load. Here's a little summary of what it is. Task template new offer, text message document, execution date, sorry. This is the time that's going to be taken as reference. Remember, we selected for the first task 10 minutes, so it would be 10 minutes after 10:29. Then for the second task, we selected an hour, then it will be an hour after 10:29, okay? This will be the time reference that the system will use. I'll click on Create. So it's creating 3 tasks for each property, and I'll click on OK. So this means now that I have all those tasks created for all these properties. So basically we created 3 times 3, we created 9 tasks at once. That's way better, okay, than creating one at a time. This can save tons of time if you learn how to use this tool correctly, okay? And actually it isn't that difficult, okay? And also remember that if you need to, you can go to the task section and see here all the pendings, all the completed tasks, and all the failed tasks. Okay? So here we have in pending all the phone calls that we wanted to have in pending. Okay, the rest of the tasks haven't been created just yet. Okay, so we don't see them. Okay, we have here the ones we created manually when we began the webinar. And we have here the 3 phone calls that we scheduled to be done manually. Those are the ones we're seeing right now. These are just old tasks that I have. Here in completed tasks, I'll have a list of all the tasks that I've executed previously, okay? This is not separated by property. This is just a summary of everything I've done here in my account. Any phone call, any email, document, text message, anything I've sent using my account. Here I have it, separated by address, type of task, the user, of course, that would be me, completed date and time if it applies, and here's the detail of the task. And here in failed, you'll see all the tasks that had problems before. What do we mean about having problems? For example, we schedule 50 text messages to be done automatically, but we didn't notice that a few of them do not have a mobile phone number. Of course, the system is going to try automatically to send that text message, but by the moment it realizes that that number is not a mobile but a landline, that task will come here to final task, and it will let you know that the default contact does not have the information necessary. Okay, same thing happens with emails. If you ask the system to send 20, 30, 50 emails automatically, the system will do so by the time you ask it to do it. And if any of the properties do not have associated an email address, then the task will come right here to failed task. I see a hand raised. William, just ask your question. Type the question you have in the box and I'll read it, no problem. Okay. The other issue we see sometimes is maybe the email is not set correctly. Okay. If you get any emails, anything like that, you just let us know. We can help you out. Okay. Remember, if you have any questions, this is the moment. Simply type your question in the box. I can read it, no problem. Okay. If you fixed the error, okay, if you now have all the information that you needed, simply select the task and click on reset, and now it's pending. I can go back to pending task. Allow me to refresh it while I read this question. The numbers you have in the system from contacts are all populated as landlines by default? No, not necessarily. There are phone numbers that are set as mobile phone numbers, and we mark them as so. Okay. Again, the most precise information we have is the agent information. Of course, agents always have the information well set, and we have even fax numbers, emails, mobiles, landlines, etc. Usually for owners, that's a little bit more difficult. Usually the information is not even updated. So it's a little bit more difficult. For owners, it's very rare when we have emails, for example. Okay. But I'll go back to the follow-up and I'll show you how I'll look for an agent who usually has a lot of information, and I'll show you how it's marked one of each. Well, email. They even have email phone number, email office, email home. Okay, I'll show you. Okay. See that when I created on reset here in failed, and I came back to pending, I refreshed, and now this task is here as pending again. Okay, I'll be able to fix the error. Maybe if I didn't have the email by then and I add it now, I will be able to add that information for this property, 10 Wallace Place, and complete the task. Okay, remember also that from here, from pending task, if you don't want to wait all that time, for example, if you ask the system to execute a task to send an email in a couple of days, but now you don't feel like waiting, you can select, let's say that all these are emails. You can select them all and click here on complete, and the emails will be sent as soon as you click on complete, okay? If you don't want to wait for all that time, for all that execution time. I see here, can you separate the properties that are owners only? Well, yes, of course. You go to follow up. And here I have my followed properties. Let me see if Ophir has everything I wanted to show you. Yes. See? This is the office phone number. This is the office fax, home email, office email. Not necessarily everything is set as landline. When they have mobile phone numbers, here next to the number it says mobile, okay? And we can filter this list. I have 145 properties. We can filter this list according to anything you need to, okay? So if you want only properties that are held by owner, I click on my funnel and I click on status type, sorry. Was it status? Sorry, I had a mental. There it is. Active and active so expire. I'm missing by owner if you see it, because I'm not seeing it. Type contact, or is it not here? Hmm. Oh, well, of course, here. Maybe with prospecting. Yeah. No, it's not. Should be here in status. Active, non-active, not. Oh, of course, not for sale. Selling. There it is. Okay. So these properties are not currently for sale, meaning that they're held by the owner. If I place my mouse here, okay, you see that it says P. This is how I added the property to the follow-up. Remember that the letter states the category I use in order to send this property to the follow-up. When you add a property to the follow-up, you have three options. You have buying, selling, prospecting. P means prospecting, and the blue, I'll click on the legend so you can see them all. Blue is by owner. Okay? So whenever you see blue, that means by owner. Of course, that means not for sale. Go? That's how you do it. You filter it. And you can, of course, reset this clicking on the empty funnel. Do you have any other questions? I know I have a question that Franz did. I have a question pending. Looking for it. Any questions? Remember, any questions about how to schedule, complete tasks, the use of the follow-up? No? Okay. So now I'll go to search. Remember that you can set defaults, okay, here in your search panel. I have set Broward by default. And I have a question here. There you go. Okay, Bruce is asking for the star. We'll go back there in a second. The star. We'll go back to templates. The star, anywhere in REIFax, you'll see this star. Okay, wherever we have options. Okay, for example, in the text message template, I don't know if I have two. Yes, you'll see the star as well. The star is simply asking me if this is going to be the default. Okay, that's it. So I'll click here on default, and I click on this option, REIFax default, and I can click this little star so I can set this as actually the default. And I can switch it. You can do this also with the contacts, and this is very important. Thank you very much, because when you're on the follow-up and you click on any of the contact info, you'll see the star as well. Here it is. And whenever you're calling or whenever you're sending text messages, anything, the system will send it, the system will contact the default contact. Okay, so always by default, the system is bringing me the agent as the default contact. But I can switch that. I can click on the owner and click on the star. And now the owner is my default contact. See, I know that Wilmington Sub Foundation Society is the owner because it says owner here, it says owner here, and the phone number is the office phone number. I know that because here it says office. Okay? And now whenever I make a phone call, whenever I try to contact this person, this society, it will be done directly to this phone number because I asked the system to do so. I marked it with the star. The star is the default in any of the places where you have the option. You have the option in the templates. You have the option in the contacts, as far as I can remember. I think it isn't anywhere else. Okay, so that's the reason for the star. Okay, simply it's marking who's the default. Who's the default template, which one's the default template, or who's the default contact info. Okay, now I want to address a question Franz did earlier. He wants to know, and this is a little bit off topic, but we have time, so no problem. I want to, just 1 second, there it is. I want to read the question completely. Here it says, will you please show me how to get the court cases and get the info needed? Court cases. Let me compress this. And I'll go to search. First of all, remember that you need to select, well, me, I like to select the property type first because if not, I keep forgetting. So we select the data, okay? And I'm going to click on foreclosure, okay? See how the system moved to this section. It says foreclose. And if I scroll down, I see here all the information I can use in order to filter. I can filter according to the case number, the holder, the entry date, file date, okay? Here you have the information of the attorney or the auction date, okay? So you can filter according to the auction date as well. I'm going to filter this according to I missed a 3. I'm going to filter this according to a specific zip code that I like to use in my examples because it usually brings a lot of different information. So I have County Broward data foreclosure in Florida, of course, single family properties on this zip code. Okay, and I'm going to click on search. So part of your question was, how do I get the information that I need? I'll show you briefly how to create a grid for these results. I got 2,500 properties. Again, let's see, I see a hand raised. Remember that you can ask your questions. And I'll read them out loud. No need to raise your hand. There we go. So maybe this information is not very useful for you, friends, and you want to see something different. You click here where it says grid template. And you click on new. And I'll type the name of this new grid, and I'll go and display all the foreclosed information. So I want to see the auction date, the case number, file date, and of course I want the address of the property, but I don't want the address here, I want it on top. So I'll move it around. I'll also be looking for the folio number. Remember, this is the same as a parcel ID. I don't know what else you might need. Maybe the known depth. Just making stuff up. Once you're happy with everything, we click on save. And we click on load. And I think I selected the wrong one. I'm sorry. Yeah, I selected the wrong one. I selected probate. It was foreclosed. This one. I'll click on load. There it is. So this is the exact information I asked. I have the address, folio number, known depth. All these properties are already foreclosed. Allow me to make sure that I selected that as well. Foreclosure, foreclosed. I missed that. Okay, foreclosure, foreclosed. And let's say auction date between. I don't want to make this too narrow. Otherwise, I won't find any results. And I click on search. Let's see how we do it. Remember, you cannot be too narrow in your search parameters. Otherwise, you end up with 0 properties. It happens. As it happened right now. I'm going to remove that. Now we have a better tool in order to remove parameters, because you simply click on the X and you click on search again. There we go. So all these 4 properties fulfill the parameters that I selected here in my search section. Those 4 properties are in Broward in the zip code 3304. Those are single family and they are in foreclosed status, okay? So I'll go back to result. And from here you can again click on grid. And this time I'll make sure I click on the correct one, foreclosed. You'll click on load. and there it is. Okay, the information, the exact information you want or need for each case. Okay, maybe you need some different information if you're dealing with properties that are held by the owner, or you need different information for properties that are already listed. So that's the cool thing about the grid, that you can change what you see here, okay, to fulfill your needs. And remember that you can export this grid with the information, the exact information you see here, either to a PDF file or to Excel. Okay, so you will always have that in hand. Well, guys, I hope this webinar was useful. I meant to do a webinar about the task templates for a long time. I knew it was going to be short, but I know this is something that can save tons and tons of time if you deal with a lot of different tasks. I know this can save a lot of time. Remember that if you have any questions, I see here one. Can you search for owners that are not realtors and LLC, just owners? Yes. I'll show you how to do it. That's actually quite fast. I'm going to clear all this. Here in the public record section, if you want to leave all the LLCs, banks, INCs, here in owner, in name, you click on not contains, and you can go crazy typing. INC, and I know there are 5 different words that are used here. So whenever you run a search with this, the system will leave out all the properties which owners have in their names, LLC, bank, or INC. Can you do the same search through deal generator? I would love to show you, but we'll be short in time. But yeah, basically you can run the same search in deal generator. If you want, Christina, I can ask someone so they can walk you through deal generator, no problem. Remember that this webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel later today. No problem. This webinar will be uploaded to our YouTube channel later today, okay? So you can check it out later if you want to, or you can recommend a friend so you can check it out. And it will be posted in our website. Remember, under resources, you'll find a tab that says webinars. You can find all our webinars there as well. So we're going to be updating this today. Also, as I mentioned before, remember to follow us in our social media. We're in Instagram at REIFax USA. You can also look for us in Facebook. You just simply type REIFax. We're right there. As always, I'm very happy to join you every Friday. I really appreciate the time you take in order to be with me. Again, I apologize we weren't able to connect last Friday. I hope it doesn't happen again. And if you have any questions during the day, remember that you can click on this little bubble and we're right there waiting for you so we can help you out. Thank you very much. Enjoy your week and have a safe weekend. And I'll be talking to you next week. Bye-bye.